What's going on, guys? So today on this Shoky review, we're going to be taking a look at something we have never done here before, and it is a Yolopark model kit, quote unquote, because it's not exactly a model, but this is actually Transformers, not like Gundam or Gunpla or anything else like that. Also, I didn't realize that light wasn't on. So we do have, at least, it's not the first one, because I did more movie-related stuff at the beginning. This one is from more G1 cartoon aesthetic, and it is, of course, Megatron. Obviously, it's Megatron. It says it there in large, letters. You have a nice image here. Somebody drew that. It's not like an original cartoon image or anything else like that. So, Yolopark Diecast Megatron AMK Pro Series 20 centimeter model kit. I don't know how tall that technically is, but somebody in a part of the world that does metric stuff will probably be able to tell me better. Okay, so from there, we got Transformers, more than meets the eye, some like Cybertronian lettering. Follow us on Yolopark, Megatron AMK Pro Series, Decepticon logo up top. Come around to the back and you have a whole bunch of stuff in to the Chinese or Japanese, looking for characters I recognize. I think Japanese, probably. Now I feel like an idiot. It says made in China, so perhaps Chinese. I'm an idiot, I don't know. So either way, I did pick this up from Shozy's store, and do actually have their Optimus on order too. But of course, everyone wants that Optimus, and a lot of people have already gotten it somehow, some way. But mine will be here eventually. I mean, it does take quite some time. And actually, I did do kind of a small unboxing for this on the Patreon. For those who don't know, I do out-the-box reactions to things on the Patreon. The only thing I did not do is the assembly, because this is technically like a model. I wanted to actually keep the assembly for here on the channel. So either way, we do have the instructions. I already have those out. It isn't like a model. You're not cutting things off a runner. You're not gluing things together. You've just assembling it, and it is already pre-painted and stuff. And there's a couple things in here I do need to know, and that is where the batteries go for the lights. And that's part of it right there. So that's part of what I need to know. So yeah, interesting. Do I need a screw for that? I don't know. We'll see. So either way, I will go ahead and take this off. So this is just a slide cover, and then you have a normal box down here, and we open it up. And by the way, we do have a very cool, look at this chroma color thing, or holographic thing. That's actually really cool, considering it's technically printing black and all the other colors over that. Very impressive box art. I do love that. May keep it. I don't know. I have too many boxes. It is Megatron diecast, all those things. You know. And then we do have him here in pieces, like you do. Oh, dang it. Come on, got it. Close enough. He is very gunmetal-y, so it's going to be a little difficult to shoot some of these things. But I will drop that while I'm at it. I think he has posable hands. That will save a lot of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the packaging, get it set up here, and then do a quick time lapse of the assembly. You guys know how we do. And then while I'm in the middle of that, I will figure out the battery situation. I do have them here. I believe they are these CR927s according to the instructions. So this should be a lot of fun. And then also down here he has these things. So he's got the stand, his gun, and other things like that. And weird, I don't know what that Decepticon logo is for, but either way. And he has his lightsaber, which is neat. So like I said, time lapse. Well, let's go. Alright, guys, so here we have Megatron ready to go. That time lapse was probably a lot faster than I meant it to be, but that's just how that goes. Also, look how white my arms are. I gotta adjust because he is super bright and silver. He's too dark for certain settings and too bright for others, so I'm trying to find the balance here. Alright, either way, it's super reflective, beautifully painted all the way around. Even if, like, down here, this looks like more of a clear coat situation, like a pearl clear coat over, like, some darker plastics. I do wish they had done something a little bit nicer with these seam lines. These are a little bit egregious, but it does feel like I could actually take them apart, if I'm honest. But it is all pre-weathered. You can see down here, you know, edge, that's where I'm dry brushing around the edge there. You have rust down here on the feet, which is kind of cool, but not dark enough. It's like yellow, which is strange. Come to the back here, just looking around at all of it, you know. So he's got like the darker gunmetal grays, metallic colors, obviously like the super bright silvers. And I do love the red on the arms. I always forget that Megatron is supposed to have red there. I know he has it here on the sides of his body there. Got the blue paint there, yellow paint in there, Decepticon logo there. It does look super good. So I do love, like, every now and then you just see like a like right there. I was like, yeah, 100%. As somebody who's weathered plenty of kits and stuff like that, I 100% expect that. And I mean, like, he is definitely a Megatron, like, through and through. Let's zoom in here on that head, which is on a hinge and a ball joint, so you can move around quite a bit. And then, well, he's got a ridiculous neck joint there. Cool thing about the head is it does have LEDs in it, and even though I have some 927 batteries already, they included them, which is awesome. So the thing is, if you take the little barrel thingy off the back of his back, which is in there really good, which makes this not very convenient, if I'm honest, he does have a magnet on the bottom of it, and that is how you activate the head switch, which is cool. So you got that. Let me kill some of these upper lights so you can really see it. It's super bright. And it has multiple modes. So this is just on, followed by flashing, which is fun, and followed by, okay, so you see it flashing, but it's not really what it's doing. It's actually, that's just the camera. It is breathing mode, so it's going dim and going brighter, which is pretty damn cool, in my opinion. And then you just turn it off again. And then, speaking of LEDs, just jumping ahead here, is Fusion Cannon. Totally has an included red LED in there. Comes across a little bit orange on camera there, but it is straight up red. Gotta love that. Even though his cannon shot purple, but that's okay. We're not gonna split hairs here. But we will split the chest, though. We do have that lovely tampo there, once again. And this chest is die-cast. So when the thing said die-cast, he does have die-cast in him. His feet are die-cast. This chest is die-cast. Feeling around for cold stuff. I think bits of his crotch here are die-cast. Keep a lot of the weight down low. This is all definitely plastic. But, you know, you see all the niceties going on back here. Okay, but the cool thing is you can swap out the chest for the just got done getting his ass kicked by Prime version here. But the weird thing is he doesn't come with a different head. He just comes with a different chest. And that is plastic, though. I mean, it's iconic, but I don't like it. Plus, it fits funny. You can feel the difference. Plus, you can hear the metal. Hear the metal. Hear the roar. Either way. He does have what feels to be a really big ball joint for the torso, which is fine, because you get that, plus a little bit of an ab crunch there. I'm scared to push it any further, if I'm honest with you. And that gives you tiny bit of rotation at the top, but he does spin very freely down here. He does teapot very well, actually probably a little too easily if I'm honest with you. With the shoulders, you do get a butterfly joint forward, which I only noticed because of the pins, and you get a perfectly cut arm that allows you to get out to 90 degrees that way, which is fantastic. Although he's not going to reach up because he does have these little bits here. Decently tight joint around there. The bicep plugs in right there and gives you a lot of rotation. Elbow appears to be a single jointed affair, which probably gets us the full run, which is nice, and a nice little cover down piece here with a little bit of extra flashing sticking out, but you're rarely going to use that, in my opinion. And then you come to the hands, which are fully articulated. So you got the thumb that moves there. No up and down with the thumb. Normally you get a ball joint for that. And you do get the 3 fingers here attached together, but then they can do that, so he can kind of do a singular pointing motion, which is good. He doesn't get an outer knuckle, but he does have the second and third knuckle there, so he can make a fist if you do it right. There we go. Which I appreciate the articulated hands over just replacing the hands, although, you know, purposely designed non-articulated hands are good, in my opinion. And I think he has a wrist joint. Does it look like he's got it in and out? Yes, okay. I was scared to do it off of here because it is just a peg. So in and out wrist joint, that's good. This panel feels like it removes, but it does not. But obviously you can plug things in there if you're keen. But I mean, I don't know why, because you're not going to put the fusion cannon on that arm, so I'm not entirely certain why they would do that as it goes. He does have some nice crotch flaps here on the front side, so those get up and out of the way here, and on the side skirts as well. Oh, he does have a little tab there. Is that for the thing you do? No? Weird. Okay. So you can kick forward. That got real tight real quick, so I got a little scared. And due to... Well, I want to zoom back out. Give me a second. Due to the way the knees work, you get a little extra kick. Maybe able to go a little higher, but I'm scared. I'm honest with you. It doesn't feel right. I don't like it. You can already see there, the leg's coming off the hip. And you can... Hold on, if I put that down... There we go. Okay. So I can go way out to the side, like so. So I don't like how this plugs into here. It does not feel very good, if I'm honest. So it's basically just a universal joint there. Nothing too crazy. But his knees do a weird thing here. So the way this joint is assembled, you got the upper and lower joint there. So just utilizing the lower, you can go that far. And then utilizing the upper, you can get all the way back. But like to get him to stand is a little weird. Like, because he feels like he wants to lean forward almost. But if you do that, it looks ridiculous. So what you have to do is put the knee back and balance the bottom joint at the stopping point there. So it's a little strange. A little strange of a design. And it works. It might be accurate, but it's a little weird. I didn't point out the texture on the inside of the legs there. That's pretty cool. Gotta love that. And for the foot, there's a lot of articulation in the foot. So you get a toe joint, which is always good. Oh, it says Yolopark there. That's cool. And you get an ankle swivel. You get some point up and then rotation. He's kind of locked in by his design. I don't know why it felt like his heel did something earlier. Maybe it's just the way I was pushing on it. I don't know, but it's pretty cool. So you can get him in some interesting poses, maybe, in theory. In theory, you can. So this is one thing where I would hope that, like, it would have been nice to have a forearm swivel instead of a bicep swivel for this, so that you can utilize a little bit of the elbow to point that fusion cannon in a different direction. But, I mean, he can pose decently there. And on top of that, you do, of course, have the stand, which is a little weird because, technically speaking, this is really only a flight stand. Like, as far as I can tell, you don't want to utilize this for just standing purposes because it'd be pointless. So, I mean, the lowest setting you can get on it is that. So realistically, this is meant as a flight stand to hold him up. And I hate these egregious claws for doing so. Like, this is not a good way to do a figure like this. Having something plug into his butt, or even utilize, say, these hip skirt, or these hip flaps that have these tab holes in them, that would have been a much smarter usage of that. Plus, this is on a very, very small peg, and this guy is not very light. So I feel like the stand itself is kind of pointless for this figure. Part of me just wants to remove this screw, leave the Decepticon emblem there, if I'm going to utilize a stand at all. I mean, the textures and stuff on it are cool. I like that. But definitely kind of a poor design. I mean, look, this tiny peg is all that's supposed to hold up all of that weight. It just seems like a bad plan, like, honestly. Like, and I like this Decepticon emblem, like this nice 3D Decepticon emblem does look good. Also would have been good for any kind of storage, because you have faces and stuff like that to work with. So, like, you also have the, you know, the chest we already looked at, and then the two faces we already looked at. But then you also have his iconic what do you want to call this? Morning Star on a chain kind of thing. They call it a mace, but it's not really a mace. And other versions, I would say, utilize a handheld version, but I'm assuming that this is specifically meant to replace the hand, as the show actually did, like that, and then you just swap it in. And I remember another version of Megatron utilized this, a very similar, like, jointed thing. I don't know if it was one of the MPs or what. So that's that. Looks pretty cool, if I'm honest. I don't need it, but it looks cool. On top of that, of course, you do get his lightsaber. I don't remember if that was in that. I think it was in that same battle. It's like we had a lightsaber duel, and then we also had a beating each other down duel. And the cool thing is, it does have the flared out effect. You can pull that apart like that. Weird thing is, it is translucent instead of just making it purple plastic, but I guess it probably came from a similar runner to that, in theory. And we're going to hope he holds it. Let's see here. Because the thumb is in such a weird spot, and you can't adjust it, it does make for weird holding of things. Or maybe it makes for better holding of things. I don't know. I was sitting there criticizing it, and then actually holds it really nicely. So that's fun. I like that. Don't need it, but I like it. Also, you can pull that off so you can have the deactivated version, I guess. But also, why wouldn't you light this up? It's a beam saber. Okay, he also comes with that pistol for that one scene of the thing that we all know happened. We're just not gonna not pretend it didn't happen. Okay, so the weird part is, okay, that's how you utilize a trigger finger. So he can do that. Once again, the thumb is in a weird spot because you should be able to move that. I mean, he holds it well, and it does include that trigger on it, but it always felt weird that Megatron, who is a gun, utilized a separate gun. Now, maybe he was so low on energon that he needed to use an external weapon, which, you know, makes sense. Also, this hip skirt is 100% blocking up the leg. I don't know if y'all saw that. Oh, now we got some slidage. This is what I'm talking about with these. The way the thighs plug in does not feel very secure. I don't know that I like it. It does feel strange. It doesn't feel very solid. It does feel like a model kit. That I will give it that. It does feel like a model kit. Okay, so on top of that, actually I'm going to go ahead and swap back in the hand because this thing is kind of annoying me. Also feels very scary to unplug a mushroom cap piece of translucent plastic like that, if I'm honest with you. Hold on, let's pull his thumb back out there. Alright, so that's that. Now he does have one other little accoutrement. And he does come with the key to Vector Sigma, which is a big damn die-cast piece. Now, in theory, this should just fit. Oh, nope. Because I could have sworn he put it in his gun. Did he not? Weird. I guess it's just an accessory, but you can't do anything with it. Not really. Can I get him to hold it, though? That would be the ultimate thing, right? Get him to be able to hold it. The problem being that the thumb is in such a weird position. Getting him to hold something like this might be difficult. He can hold it. It's a very strange thing. Because I could have sworn that... And maybe I'm just getting my Beast Wars version of it, or Beast Machines version of it mixed up where it was in a cannon. But I could have sworn that's how he used it. But could be wrong. Could be wrong. It does look a little bit like an Egyptian Ankh, the way he's holding it there. Let me see if there's anything. Nope, he's literally just meant to hold it in his hand. Like, no other ifs, ands, or buts about it. Interesting. Okay. Just checking out the instructions here. They can just put whatever, and apparently he'll hold all other accessories in his right hand, or left hand, I should say. I'm sorry. Now, right quick, I want to cycle through the faces and see how hard it is just to do that, because I think I'm going to have to yoink the head off the ball peg, and I am scared to do that. So, let me try without... I mean, it could just be that I can pop... I know I can pop the face off, but I don't know if I can get it in this... Yep, okay. And also these particular eyes pop off very easy, as I've discovered. So that might need a dab of glue, like tiny bit of super glue just to hold in place. So that's the standard face right there. And the cool thing is you pop the face off and it actually... Wow, that I almost just lost the whole camera and everything there. It does tell you what batteries you need right there on the thing. That's pretty neat. Alright, so I'm going to put this face in and see what's what, because this, maybe it's like a comic book version of the face, or maybe it's the movie version of the face. I don't know what it is. But he's got, like, eyebrows, which is a little friggin' weird, if I'm honest. Yeah, that might be the movie version or something, because he's got, like, a defined chin. See what I mean? Like... Same overall shape, but his eyebrows are a little bit different. Extra lines going on there, especially around the mouth. So I'm not entirely certain which version of the face that is. Oh man, that is not easy to do. I need a spudger. Hold on. Okay. So let me... Oh yeah, that makes life so much easier. Okay, so let's go to the face I really wanted to go to. The really nice, enigmatic, laughing face. Is that even plugged in? Now it is. Oh, yeah. Happy Megatron is best Megatron. I do need a magnet to... really want a separate magnet for this. Is this magnetized? No. Okay. The cool thing is it is a magnet switch. Magnet switches are pretty dang tight, if I'm honest. But having to remove this thing every time I want to turn on the eyeballs is annoying. That should be attached with the magnet, if I'm honest. So, oh yeah, that is definitely the look we want right there. Yeah, even with the tilt, the megalomaniac like tilt. You know. He's got the gun in one hand, key in the other. So, comparisons. And I know everybody would love to see what he looks like compared to the Masterpiece. Because that's going to be the direct comparison, isn't it? Like, do you want to swap this non-transforming version of Megatron for your masterpiece? And I'm here to tell you, I don't know. I'm going to say no, because I don't think he's anywhere close to the actual masterpiece size. But what I will compare him to is the mini masterpiece version, as it goes. So if you have the New Age Megatron, this will give you an idea of comparison to size there. And design. Also shows you how much you have to give up to make a transforming version work compared to a non-transforming version. And because most people are definitely not going to display a Megatron in gun mode, there's kind of no point in having a gun mode for him. All right, so another size comparison is with the Siege Megatron, also Earthrise, are roughly the same size because they're almost identical in mold. So you can see he's a bit bigger than Chug scale. So that's something. And then here he is next to Studio Series Grimlock. Give you a good idea of size if you have a Grimlock. So definitely a bit taller than that. So, you know, once again, beyond Chug scale. Here he is with Wally, who has not made an appearance on this channel in a very, very long time. And last but not least, a larger small robot to compare him to. This is the New Age Michael. So you can see just a decent size comparison. And unfortunately, I do not have any MP Transformers at all in robot mode to compare him to. So I apologize for everybody who wanted a direct and amazing comparison. I don't have it. I am sorry. So, but he is really freaking good. I mean, like, if they're going to continue this line with more characters, because obviously they're doing the movie stuff, which all looks really good. I mean, I could care less about the newest movie, but I think they are doing more stuff for the earlier movies. But I know that this version of Megatron combined with the version of Prime that is also out. And the cool thing is, you can do that scene from the new comics where, you know, spoilers, someone has to adapt someone else's body parts to fit them. It can be done. People have done it, and it looks awesome. So that's good. But I like this as a display option. Like, I have the, I don't have the Megatron built from Flame Toys, but I feel like he's going to be almost the same size because Yolopark is playing in that same vein of high-end painted model kits, but for significantly less than the Flame Toys pre-built model kits that you can buy. Pre-built, pre-painted. So, but either way, that's going to be it for this review, guys. Make sure you check it out. If you do want to try to get one of your own, I can link it to the Show Z store where I got it, and also BBTS, so you guys can check that out. I do think it's definitely worth it, especially considering the built-in LEDs that are worth the damn for visibility. Even on this set with these bright lights, it does look amazing. But yeah, I will leave it at that, and I will see you guys next time. Remember, as always, technically, keep on building.